The perfect family facade just shattered into a million pieces. For decades, the Beckhams have carefully curated an image of royalty class and unity, but today, that image is dead. Brooklyn Beckham has gone absolutely nuclear on Instagram, exposing his parents Victoria and David for years of alleged manipulation, sabotage, and brace yourselves, inappropriate behavior at his own wedding. He isn't just spilling tea, he is burning the entire house down. It started with a glitch in the Matrix. An unfollow. Fans noticed that Victoria and David were no longer following Brooklyn or his wife Nicola Peltz. Chaos ensued. Cruz Beckham, playing the role of the loyal soldier, immediately jumped on Instagram to claim it was a lie, saying, "My mom and dad would never." But Brooklyn? He didn't let that slide for a second. He clapped back publicly, confirming, "Let's get the facts straight. We woke up blocked. And so did you." This wasn't just a petty social media spat. Brooklyn unleashed a manifesto that accuses his parents of orchestrating a campaign to destroy his marriage. He wrote, "I have been silent for years, but my parents and their team continue to go to the press." He explicitly states he does not want to reconcile. He claims the performative social media posts we see on holidays are all fake, designed to protect the brand while they destroy innocent people behind the scenes. For years, the narrative was that Nicola was a bridezilla who refused to wear Victoria's design. Brooklyn just exposed that as a total lie fabricated by his mother's team. He claims Victoria ghosted them. She promised to make the dress, led Nicola on, and then, in the 11th hour, called Nicola's mother, not even Nicola, to say she couldn't do it. They forced Nicola to scramble for a Valentino gown, then planted stories in the press calling her a brat for it. It gets darker. Brooklyn claims that weeks before the wedding, his parents attempted to bribe and pressure him into signing away the rights to his own name. They wanted to lock him into a business deal that would control him, his wife, and their future children forever. When he refused to sign, they allegedly cut him off financially and affected the payday. This wasn't about protecting their son, it was about securing the intellectual property of the Beckham brand extension. During the wedding planning, things turned personal. Brooklyn revealed that Victoria actually called him evil. Why? Because Brooklyn and Nicola wanted to seat their nannies at the family table. Both nannies were widows, and the couple wanted to honor them. Victoria apparently despised this break in protocol, so much that she lashed out. It paints a picture of a woman obsessed with optics over basic human empathy. But the most disturbing allegation involves the wedding reception. Brooklyn claims Victoria hijacked his romantic first dance with Nicola. The plan was for the couple to dance to a love song performed by Marc Anthony. Instead, Marc called Victoria to the stage. Brooklyn says she danced very inappropriately on him in front of 500 guests. He describes feeling humiliated, uncomfortable, and embarrassed by his mother's behavior on his wedding night. The night before the wedding, the mask completely slipped. Brooklyn alleges family members told him to his face that Nicola is not blood and not family. This creates a clear us versus her dynamic. They didn't view his marriage as expanding the family. They viewed it as an infiltration. This explains the icy tension we saw in photos where the Beckhams seemed to totally ignore the Peltz family entirely. What's crazy is that Brooklyn's statement confirms a blind item from Dumois back in 2022 that we all thought was too wild to be true. That report claimed Nicola ran out of the reception crying because Marc Anthony gave a speech praising Victoria, but ignoring the bride entirely. It alleged that the mother-son dance was the breaking point where Brooklyn had to console a sobbing Nicola outside. Brooklyn has now basically verified this entire disaster timeline. This context explains the recent vow renewal. When photos dropped of Brooklyn and Nicola getting remarried, people were confused. Why renew vows after 2 years? Brooklyn clarifies, they wanted to overwrite the trauma, wanted a memory that wasn't filled with anxiety and embarrassment. The absence of David and Victoria wasn't a scheduling conflict, it was a requirement for the couple to actually enjoy their day. The pettiness didn't stop after the wedding. Brooklyn revealed a tactic his mother uses to destabilize them. The ex-girlfriend invite. He claims Victoria repeatedly invites women from his past to family gatherings specifically to make Nicola uncomfortable. It's mean girl behavior weaponized by a mother-in-law. Imagine trying to have a family dinner while your husband's ex is seated across from you by invitation of his mom. He also detailed a heartbreaking trip to London. He and Nicola flew out for David's birthday, hoping to bridge the gap. Instead, they were rejected for a week. They sat in their hotel room waiting for a call. David allegedly refused to see them privately, only agreeing to see his son at the massive, camera-filled birthday party. And the kicker? He told Brooklyn he could come, but Nicola wasn't invited. A total slap in the face. This leads to Brooklyn's most damning realization. Brand Beckham comes first. He says family love is conditional. It depends on how much you post and how fast you show up for a photo op. They dragged him to every fashion show and party to support their image. But when Nicola asked for Victoria's help to save displaced dogs during the LA fires, Victoria refused. It shows a complete lack of reciprocity. The support only flows one way. For years, the public narrative, fed by sources, was that Nicola Peltz was controlling Brooklyn. Brooklyn is now flipping that script entirely. He says, "The narrative that my wife controls me is backwards. I have been controlled by my parents for my entire life." He describes living with debilitating anxiety that only disappeared when he finally stepped away from David and Victoria. He is claiming Nicola didn't trap him, she liberated him. The internet is currently losing its mind. The comments are split. Some people think Brooklyn is an ungrateful Nepo baby, airing dirty laundry, but a massive wave of support is growing for Nicola. For years, she was painted as the villain, and now she looks like a woman who stood her ground against a toxic machinery. People are reevaluating every interaction, every photo, and every source quote from the last 3 years. We have to circle back to the inappropriate dance comment because it is the most salacious detail. The internet detectives are digging up old videos of Victoria and Brooklyn. There have always been jokes about their close relationship, but Brooklyn using the word humiliated changes the tone. Was it just a drunk mom being embarrassing? Or was it a power move to assert dominance over the bride? "I'm the main woman in his life." That seems to be the message she was sending. This feels final. You don't come back from accusing your mother of bribery, sabotage, and sexual inappropriateness on a public platform. Brooklyn closed his statement by saying he wakes up grateful for the life I chose. He has drawn a line in the sand. He chose the Peltz family. He chose peace, and he chose to destroy the Beckham myth to get it. This is the biggest celebrity family fallout we have seen in years. The Beckhams have survived cheating scandals and press intrusion, but can they survive their own son exposing the machinery? What do you think? Is Brooklyn a hero for breaking the cycle, or should this have stayed private? Let me know in the comments. And seriously, subscribe, because the response from Victoria's camp is going to be vicious. You won't want to miss it.